Welcome into A Toast of Film. Guys, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you had a wonderful first day of Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate, hope you had a special day. And today, second day of Hanukkah, post Christmas, Boxing Day, whatever you want to call it. It's very early, so I'm just toasting with a nice little espresso I made because I have, between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I saw 3 new releases. Nosferatu, A Complete Unknown, Babygirl. You know, they're getting different talks about awards. So I wanted to go ahead and get in here, get y'all some reviews. And also, I'll be talking about the EBO's most anticipated for 2025. What 10 films am I looking forward to the most? So that way next year we can come and see how many made it into my top. But real quick, I got to show y'all this. So my mom, she got me this like beer mug that she embroidered with a toast to film. And I just think this is so cool. And if you turn it on, it does like a whole light up snow globe thing. But super cool. Had to share that with y'all. Keeping the toast to film brand going. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reviews. Got my ugly sweater on. Columbus, Georgia, we do amazing. Got my Bulldogs hat. Wishing them luck in their upcoming game. But in all seriousness, okay, Nosferatu. So this is from Robert Eggers. He's brought us stuff like The Northman, The Vivitch. So top tier director, in my eye at least. And we got Lily Rose Depp plays Ellen Hutter, who is at night she is plagued by this spirit, this dark force, Nosferatu. And Nicholas Holt is her husband, Thomas Hutter. We got Thomas Hutter's best friend is Aaron Taylor Johnson as Friedrich Harding. We got Willem Dafoe with the longest character name, Professor Albern Ebergard von Franz. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise for a lot of folks, as Count Orlok. So let's get into what this movie does right first. The casting did right. Everyone in this movie, they understood the assignment, they showed up, they brought their A game. I mean, Lily Rose Depp just, losing her mind at night, being plagued. Nicholas Holt showing he's a man that doesn't believe in like superstitions and stuff. So to see him go, get scared and be haunted by these things. Aaron Taylor Johnson, incredible, just at first I didn't even know it was him. But he did a very good role. He's a very not superstitious guy. And then Willem Dafoe, it was just funny to see him because it's Willem Dafoe. Dude's awesome. But Bill Skarsgård, the way he carries himself in these scenes, but most importantly, the way he decided to do the character's voice. It's a very deep voice, everything he says. And you match that with this, accent that he came up with, and it just provides for a very, you feel like this is a powerful, person, entity, whatever you think it is when you encounter it. And it just gives him this presence. He's wearing these coats, so he just looks huge. And this movie, it really plays a lot with setting these really creepy scenes. A lot of the nighttime are done in complete black and white, which I thought was really cool. So a lot of good. Let's talk about the bad. One, this movie is too long because for somebody who's, I know, is a fantastic director. It feels kind of sloppy with the length, where it just feels like he was throwing in stuff to throw in, which I kind of get because out of all his films, this feels like the most mainstream film. Like The Northman did not feel that felt like, okay, we're doing this cool Nordic tale. The Vivitch, cool tale. Lighthouse, just crazy movie. But this actually does feel like something that's a mainstream film worthy of release on Christmas Day. But it was really not hitting for me. And one big thing, and I was harping on this, I went and saw it with Jerfy Choo Choo, so we'll make sure to get his review when he's on later this week. I could not get over, they gave Count Orlok a mustache. And the thing with Nosferatu is he's such a haunting figure. You know, the thing you want out of these vampire movies is such a haunting figure. But other than like when you see him disrobed and you see like how ghastly his body looks, he just doesn't seem like a vampire the whole time. And that really was disappointing to me. And like I said, the mustache I can't get past. That one of the biggest blunders of the year, if not the biggest blunder of the year. But I will say the movie, as with all Robert Eggers films, it's still great. I do think it's better than The Lighthouse, but I definitely do not think it needs to be put on the same par as The Northman and The Vitch. And I would highly suggest you see it because they do a lot of cool imagery. They do, like I said, the acting is very good, but it's nothing I'm excited to see again. You know, maybe years from now I'll rewatch it and it'll hit me different. But for now, I'm sitting at like a low end 3.4 to high end 3.6 cheers. I mean, it's still a good movie. It's just not a great movie. It's not what I wanted. But that's okay because it's not the thing. We're about to start dropping in ratings as I do these reviews. Little spoiler alert. So next up, A Complete Unknown. Now this is from, once again, a director I'm a huge fan of, James Mangold. 3:10 to Yuma, Identity, Walk the Line, Ford vs. Ferrari, Logan. I mean, that right there, 5 movies, and it's very, exceptional. Any director would kill to say these are my 5 films. So we got Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. We got Edward Norton as Pete Seeger. We got Monica Barbaro as Joan Bees. I was excited because she was a Phoenix in Top Gun. We got Elle Fanning as Sylvie Russo, and we got Boyd Holbrook as Johnny Cash. He was the villain in the Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones. So with this movie, incredible acting. Monica Barbaro, top tier. Boyd Holbrook, I adored Boyd Holbrook as Johnny Cash. Elle Fanning was great as Sylvia Russo. I expect nothing, less from Elle Fanning. Edward Norton was great as Pete Seeger. And of course, Timothy Chalamet is, putting his entire life into this role as he does with anything. I don't think he half does anything. Like even when he's on SNL, he's fully into it. Here's my issue. I feel personally, if you are not a Bob Dylan fan, which I'm, I'm not, I don't dislike Bob Dylan. I don't love Bob Dylan. I'm just like, yeah, Bob Dylan, he's a singer. But I feel if you don't like at least Bob Dylan, then I feel you're not going to enjoy this movie because when he's doing these songs and everyone's like, oh my God, like, who is this guy? I'm just like, this man, the bar's set pretty low if this is what's like getting y'all hyped. And not what makes that even worse is this movie, it tells you 2 things, okay? 2 things. Bob Dylan is a complete jerk off, and Bob Dylan is a complete weirdo. Like, you walk away, and those are the two biggest notions you have. Bob Dylan, complete jerk. Bob Dylan, complete weirdo. And for me, I definitely think, no replay value at all for me. And it's one of those things I was like, I'm enjoying everything except the song parts. And even then, it's like, you just feel bad because, like, everything's just rough, man. He's cheating on people and he's just trying to make everybody mad. And he just doesn't seem like a good guy at all. But the way, the competency in the directing, the acting from everybody, like Timothy Chalamet and Monica Barrow, whole nother level. But for me, I can't rate it that high because I just walked away and I was like, oof, like that was a movie. So I'm gonna be generous and go 3.3. Like I said, this review and rating is coming from somebody who doesn't care either way for Bob Dylan. So I think if you like, even just like, not even have to love, but just like Bob Dylan, I think you'll like this more. I will say one thing that I thought was funny is they released this on Christmas Day, and never once do we get reference to his Christmas song, which if y'all haven't heard it, I don't even know what it's called, but it is the most crazy, chaotic Christmas movie of all time. It's like, who's gonna come on this very night? Santa's gonna come on this very night. Like, it's a crazy song. So check that out. All right, and the last review before we get into our list of the week, Babygirl. So this is from Helena Rain, who did Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And we got Nicole Kidman as Rami. She is a CEO of this, big, huge $1 billion like machine corporation. We got her husband, Antonio Banderas, who Jacob, and we got Harris Dickinson, Samuel, who's this little hunky boy and makes her make all these bad decisions. So, one thing, because I thought this was interesting. So, for us in Columbus, all we have is AMC. So every movie I have to sit through that stupid Nicole Kidman theater. It feels good in a place like this. So they did not play that in front of her movie. So I don't know if that was a choice by them or if moving forward, I don't know. But I thought it was a very odd choice that of all the movies we didn't see, the Nicole Kidman, theater thing is the fact that it's not in front of her own movie. Now, to be fair, the movie does open with her, her making love to her husband. So maybe she didn't want theater feels good in a place like this into her like moaning. I don't know. This movie is just bad. The acting I do not feel is good. The premise is terrible. It just is nonsensical. And can we just stop where we always have to have movies with cheating? Like, it's 2024. Let's move past this. Let's get this out. I know it's something that happens, but we don't have to try and glorify it on the big screen. Because like you have her and she has worked her way up, and she has Antonio Banderas, who in this movie, he's never given us a reason where she would want to cheat on him. Because he's like a good husband, he's a good father, he has a good job. And she just sees this hunky boy, Samuel, who's a little nobody, just an intern, and then wants to have this like power dynamic with him where they meet in hotel rooms and he asserts himself over her. And I just didn't like it. It was not for me. I didn't care for it at all. I think the premise is bad. Like I said, I don't think the acting is very good. The ending is terrible. I'll say this. So, Babygirl, I'll be generous and give it a 1 out of 5. Now, hey, you got your film to theaters. It's getting good critic reviews. So, good on Helena Rain. But for me, I would say just skip it, because if you want a movie, I can give you 3 better movies. If you want a movie with nudity, because Nicole Kidman actually does get fully nude in this film. If you want a movie with nudity, watch The Substance with Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore. Incredible movie. If you want a movie with a, boss of a business with a power dynamic over someone, watch The Secretary with Maggie Gyllenhaal. Fantastic movie. And if you want a movie about sex, watch Anora with oh dang, what's her name? Maddie McKay. Anora, also fantastic movie that came out this year. So see, there's 3 better films you could be wasting, your precious hours on this planet with instead of Babygirl. But that's just my opinion. Hopefully, some people they check it out. Let me know what you think if you checked out Babygirl. But enough of this negativity. Let's get into my top 10 films I'm looking forward to in 2024. So at number 10 is The Day the Earth Blew Up. This is a film that I've been pumped for a while. I love animation. I love the Looney Tunes. And so this is a, 2 theaters animated Looney Tunes movie. So I am just excited just to be able to go to the theater in 2025 and see a Looney Tunes film. I'm thrilled. Number 9, we got Sinners. So the trailer doesn't tell you too much, but it gives you enough to have you invested. It's from Ryan Coogler, who, gave us Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Creed, so top of the line director. And it's got Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and it just, when you watch the preview, you're like, okay, this could be something where, South during some bad times, and it's about race, but it kind of hints that maybe there's evil at play, maybe like demons or monsters. I don't know. But Sinners looks very good, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, number 8, we have Heart Eyes. And it's a slasher movie, but here's the only thing I need to tell you. It's written by Christopher Landon, who's one of my all-time favorites, Happy Death Day. And it's directed by Josh Rubin, who's also a favorite of mine because he did Werewolves Within, which fantastically fun werewolf movie. So Hard Eyes, I have to see it no matter what. At number 7, we have 28 Years Later. Danny Boyle, Alex Garland. I don't need to say anything else. Let's get some Rage Virus. All right. At number 6, we have Superman. James Gunn, he promised us we were going to get something special. And when I watched that trailer, I'm like, this is Superman. This is going to be great. We've given the flowers to Henry Cavill, but now it's time for this Superman. And I think it's going to be incredible. The shot in the trailer where Superman flies in and protects the child from all the debris, it just looks incredible. We'll say, though, like, we could have done a little better with what Green Lantern we're choosing, but I have this feeling that he's going to be a cameo just to get us excited about Lanterns, which will have Jon Stewart. So that's all that matters. Best Lantern. And also, Isabel Merced looks great as Hot Girl. So very excited for this. Nicholas Hoult playing Lex Luthor. All right. Now we're in the top 5. I'm so excited. So starting out, this movie, one of the craziest, best trailers I've seen, where I am just over the moon ready for this movie. Death of a Unicorn, from A24. Jenny Ortega, Will Poulter, Paul Rudd. They're driving to this billionaire pharmaceuticals cabin, hit a unicorn, and stuff ensues. That's all you need to know. That's the plot. Okay, staying with A24, we have The Legend of Ochi. So this is a A24 film, but it's more of a family film, which has me very invested. You got Finn Wolfhard, Willem Dafoe, and basically they're in this small town and they're told, never to go in the woods, never go out at night because there's these monsters. And this little girl, she finds one of these, quote unquote monsters. And it's this little like primate looking dude. He's just so cute. And she realizes, hey, he's not evil. He's just trying to live. So she goes on a journey to get him back to where his family is, where his colony is. Number 3. So talk about a trailer that has me excited. So this is Companion. It's got Jack Quaid and Sophie Thatcher, who we recently saw in Heretic. And the trailer is just bananas. We see so much different stuff happening. They fake you out at the beginning by talking about the Notebook and then talk about Barbarian. And I mean, the ending shot is her like holding her arm over a candle, her arm's on fire, and she's like full on crying with like this crazed look. So Companion, I can't wait. I gotta know what's happening. Number 2, now this is the only one we know like nothing about. No trailer, no photos, no cast even, aside from one. But this is Predator Badlands from our man Dan Trachtenberg, right? Brought us Prey. That's all I need to know. You could tell me literally nothing else, which they have. But Dan Trachtenberg doing another Predator film, and it's got Elle Fanning. I'm in. I don't need to know a single thing. Just day one in the theater, excited, to see what he does next. Because practical Predators, very, very pumped. But my number 1, and anyone who knows me should know this, that is Jurassic World Rebirth. It's from someone I'm a huge fan of, Gareth Edwards. He gave us Monsters, Godzilla, Rogue One. So beautiful. It's got Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, Ed Skrein. We got good names. We got great director. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's rated R. So I'm very excited to see what they do with a rated R Jurassic World movie. So very pumped. But we've reached the end of the episode. Hope y'all enjoy. Let me know what you're looking forward to in 2025. Let me know what you think of my movies. We didn't really give anything that great a review. Nosferatu, Complete Unknown, Babygirl. But we have a lot planned for y'all this week. I'm doing a podcast with Jerfy Choo Choo and my buddy Corey, who's been on the show a bunch of times. I'm going to get their best of, worst ofs for the year. Then me and Trey, end of the year, Toast of Film presents our best of and worst of. I'm going to put it in 2 parts. Going to release the worst of on the 31st of December. Going to release the best of on the 1st of January. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to let us know anything and everything, let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast of Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast. Or check us out on beautiful YouTube. Just search A Toast of Film podcast. And from Trey and myself, we just wish you a good night and good viewing.